Hey y'all, this is Dina. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so I am back today with craft fair idea number 40. Now, I have been thinking about making this for a very long time, probably about 2 years. I found it on Pinterest about 2 years ago, and I could make that, kind of make it my own. And yeah, so I decided today, I got up and I'm like, you know what, I want to do a little sewing since I kind of cleaned my table a little bit. So I decided to give this a try. Well, I have to add these in with my craft fair ideas because it is so cute. Y'all, it's a cell phone holder. Look, this is how the shape is. It's got a base right here. It's got a polyfill inside here, and y'all, this is rice. I filled it with rice. But anyway, it's so fast and easy. This one, by the time I was start to finish, probably 20 minutes I had this made. Borrowed my husband's cell phone of it to show you. What a great idea. So I'm going to be making another one after the one I'm making now because I want to keep one on my desk here and I want to take one to my desk at work, because you never know when you're going to need it. And then I think I'm going to start mass producing these. I'm going to make probably about 20 of these and put them in my craft fair. Pray they sell. If not, I'll give them away as gifts. It's a win-win to me. Okay, so let me tell you what we need to get started on this. What you're going to need is you're going to need a piece of fabric, whatever color you want, kind. It needs to measure 12 by 9. You're going to need a piece of interfacing, and this is really thick interfacing. It's real stiff, and it's a Pelion interfacing. You can find it at most craft stores. Just get the most stiffest one you can find. And this one measures 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. You're going to also need a funnel and rice. You're going to need some polyfill, and y'all, I didn't have any new, but I have this teddy bear that was all ripped up. So I'm refurbishing all my polyfill. I'm going to put this in something and use it. I'm not going to throw it away. And that's what you need besides your sewing machine. Now, if you would like to make this and you don't have a sewing machine, you could easily hand sew if you're willing to hand sew. It's not that much sewing. You could hand sew this very simply as well. Okay, so let's just get started. The first thing that I did is I cut my fabric to 12 by 9. And now what I need to do is I'm going to fold it on the 12-inch side, fold it in half, so then it becomes 6 by 9. Meet up your sides and make them as flush to each other as you can. Okay, got them like that. I'm going to kind of smooth it down. I want to make sure my sides are good. I'm going to make this one in the mustache just because I'm going to give it to my husband for his man cave. He'll like it. In fact, he has a hot pad or a mug rug I made for him, and it's in his man cave, and it keeps his furniture in there from getting all messed up and all that. So, okay, so I'm gonna fold this in half, and I am going to, on one side, I am going to sew all the way down, and then I'm going to sew here, and I'm going to leave about a 1 1/2 inch opening, and then sew the rest closed. So let me show you how I do that. Okay, I'm going to put this under my machine, and I'm going to start at the side that you folded in half that made it 6 inches, and I am going to sew about 1 inch or so. Make sure you back stitch when you stop. Then I need to leave an opening about 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to take it and kind of drag it over, and then I'll clip my threads when I'm done. And then I'm going to start sewing again. Make sure you back stitch. It's real important. You don't want it to come out whenever you're trying to fill it with the rice. Okay, when you get to the corner, pivot around. I'm going to go all the way down to the end and sew that. When I get to the end, Let me make sure that you backstitch. Okay, and pull this out. And this is what you have so far. It is sewed in half, and you've left this opening over here. Let me go ahead and clip this threads so that way then it's there. This is not a lettuce sewing, so if you don't have a sewing machine, you could still make this. Okay, I've left an opening over here, as you see. And then now what I need to do is I need to take it and I'm gonna fold it in half where the seam that I just sewed toward the open in the back is showing in the middle of your back or the middle of your phone holder. So let me do that again. This is how you sewed it. So here's the end. You're gonna take it, fold it where you're gonna put that seam in the center. And now you're gonna put it on your machine and you are going to, so let me make sure I got my thread. Okay, back stitch. And I'm going to sew all the way across, and I like to sew my seam open on this particular one. I'm going to sew it across, and I'm going to get over here, and I need to leave about 1.5 inches to fill here as well. Make sure you back stitch here, and then I just take it and I drag it toward the end instead of taking it out and cutting it, putting it back. And then I'm going to back stitch and go to the end. Back stitch again. Okay, so now I've got my case sewed closed. Here we go, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna take it now that I've got my seam sewed at the bottom and the side. Then I flipped it to make it kind of like a sour cream pouch. Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. So now you want to take it and you want to flip this inside out. So let me find my opening. And you're just going to take it and flip this inside out. I'm going to flip this inside out and I'm going to go give it a quick press. Pressed my fabric. I flipped it inside out and gave it a good press so it's nice and smooth. As you see, it looks like a sour cream pouch. That's what you want it to look like. This is going to be my bottom because it's a directional print and I want the mustaches to be going the correct way. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I need to add in this piece of interfacing, this thick piece, and it's going to go underneath the fabric in here. So let me see here. The first thing we need to do is I'm going to take this and you're going to measure it up 3 inches from the bottom. 1, 2, 3. It's going to go here. Let me just flatten that down so you can see that better. So it's going to go 3 inches from the bottom, and then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm just going to draw a light line across there. So let me grab my ruler. Let me see if I can find one of my pens. I have these pens and when you iron, the ink will come off. So that's the nice thing about the pens. Okay, so I'm up 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna draw myself an imaginary line. And let's see here. Okay. I'll draw myself a little imaginary line so that way then when I put it under my sewing machine, I can sew that. So I'm gonna take this to my sewing machine. I'm gonna quickly sew this. Sew the straight line across. Okay. So I have sewed on top of the line that I just drew on. Sew that with my sewing machine, and the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to add in this piece of interfacing. So you want to put it through the hole that you left open in the bottom. It's going to go up there. It takes a sec to get it through. Just kind of give it a good tug. Pop it up in there. I think this is one of the hardest parts of this whole project. It's so easy. I don't know why I waited so long. Okay, make sure you press it all the way up to the seam that you have sewn up in there. You want it to be flush up in there, and that's why you sewed that seam. That way then you would have a guide of where it's going to stop. Now what you're going to have to do is you're going to take your sewing machine or hand stitch it, and you're going to sew it on the other side right here along the other side. So let me draw myself a line. It's easier for me to draw the line, that way then when I sew it I can see where I need to go. So I'm feeling along where it is. I'm just going to take my pen, and I'm just going to draw a line along there. That way then I kind of have a line. Then when I'm all done with this, if I want to, I can take I could try to get the ink off, but it's not that bad. Okay, so let me sew along the line. Now, sewed on this side of the inner facing that I put in there, and now I've sewed on this side. So now I have this opening at the end over here open, and I have one over here for me to fill it with rice. So let's just get going on stuffing this thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna take some of my Polyfill. You know, y'all, there has been times that I did not have any Polyfill and I wanted to make something, but I had an old pillow. I reused what was in that old pillow. I cut that thing open and I used it. One time my granddaughter, she wanted to make a pillow or something, and we ran out of Polyfill. Used an old pillow. So there's no shame in reusing if you're cutting something up. So I'm just gonna keep stuffing this till I get to the end. And try to get in there as good and tight as you can. I mean, it doesn't have to be where your seams are gonna bulge, but you want to have it a good, because this is what's gonna stop your cell phone from sliding off the end of this. So I like to give it lots of good stuffing. So you can use a pencil, you can use chopsticks, you can use anything you want to push in there. I don't really find this too hard, but yeah, if you want to use something to poke up inside there, go right ahead. When I wanted to make this, I thought, well, I got plenty of rice, because my husband, he loves rice, and I mean, he doesn't eat it all the time, but sometimes he does. And yeah, when we buy it, we just go to Costco and buy the 25-pound bag. So I knew that I would have plenty of rice to do this project. Now, it'll be our secret that we put rice inside of here, maybe. He won't mind. He won't mind. Actually, I am very fortunate to have a very supportive husband when it comes to all my crafts. He's just one of a kind. I love him so much. Okay, so I've got that stuffed. Now I'm gonna have to get a needle and thread. So I've got my needle here, and yes, I use a big one only because I'm kind of blind sometimes. And I'm gonna just pull some thread off my sewing machine here. And let me get this needle threaded, and I'm gonna stitch up the end. Would be a lot easier to stick it on your machine, but that'd be a mess. So let's just hand sew this closed. And okay, so gotta tie my knot on the end of my thread. And then I'm gonna start stitching up the end so you can see what it looks like. So take your needle and put it underneath the fabric. If you sew, you already know how to do this. But if you don't sew, what I do is go up into the hole and then put it up under the fabric so it kind of hides my knot that I had tied at the end. And then I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna do a little, just kind of stitch it all the way down to the end. Just kind of like this. You can kind of see how I'm sewing it closed. So here's my end. I've stitched it closed. Not the most straightest stitches there, but I'm not too worried about that. So now I've got the end and I've got the place where your phone will sit. Now what we need to do is we need to fill it with rice. So I got my rice, and I figured the easiest way to do this would be just using a funnel. I'm gonna try not to make a big old mess. Let me get my funnel down here into my hole, and I'm just gonna fill it up. So kind of take it, I'm gonna fill it up. Hopefully it doesn't start clogging up in there. It is. There it goes. Ah, there it goes. Sometimes you gotta just poke at it, maybe not put so much in at once. Like me, I just want to fill it all up. Okay, you want to get this almost completely filled. You can do like, I left very little room for me to stitch it because I wanted it to be good and firm. Okay, I can hear it going down. Okay, and it's already filling up down here, y'all. This is probably a couple of cups of rice that you're gonna need. Okay, we're coming to the end. Just kind of take your funnel, kind of move it around so the rice goes in different spots of your little pouch or your little phone holder. Okay, and we're about 3/4 there. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna try to get some on this end. See, y'all, I told you that the sewing of this is not a whole lot. Let's see. I'm going to use my screwdriver because I want to make it go down a little faster. That's because it's getting full. It's got to have a place to go. Okay. I still want some more. You can see I've got some space in there, so I'm going to do a little more. You can make this as thick or thin that you want, or as thick or however much you want in here. I want mine to be full. Okay, it's almost in. Okay, let me see how that's looking. So I've only got a little bit of space left. I've got this space right here. I'm gonna give it one more time. Hope I'm not boring you guys. Hope you guys are gonna like this because I think it's so cute. Yeah, it's filling up. Okay. And I got some on my table. Okay, so that's pretty good. It's almost completely full. Let me move my rice mess. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle and thread and I'm going to stitch this one closed, and then I'll show you the end product. Okay, y'all. So I've got it all stitched closed, and there's our end product. It's like having a nice bean bag with rice. Now let me just see. I'll flip it over. Let me just see how it works. Let me grab my husband's phone again. Whoa, y'all. Look at that. It's so cute. I love it so much. And wow, who says you need to go out and try to find an expensive phone holder when you've got some fun fabric? You can make these yourself. Oh my goodness, so cute. I love these so much. Look at this, y'all. So cute. Okay, so what do y'all think of this project? I hope that you like this, and I hope that you'll give this a try, because it really is a cute little fun project. Doesn't take a lot of fabric. If you've got some scraps, this is the best thing to use. And yeah, I really think that these would really sell in my craft fair. I'm gonna give it a try. I haven't sold these before in my craft fair, but I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna make up a bunch of these. I'm probably gonna have about 20 of them. And yeah, I'm gonna make them in all different prints, and I'm gonna have these sitting in my craft fair and just see how they do. If they sell, awesome. If they don't, it's okay. I'll give them as gifts, use them, give them to friends, whatever. But anyway, yeah, I think that is pretty cute. So anyway, okay, so I also too, what do y'all think I'm pricing on these? I'm thinking that these are going to be kind of like my bowl koozies, which I'm doing those at $7 to $8 a piece. And so I'm thinking I'll probably do these like $7 a piece as well. Probably 7. Anyway, leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of that. But anyway, hope you like this. Hope you'll give it a try. And I hope you guys are having a great day. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.